10864. Stations your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
The following is a presentation of Learfield. Welcome to Duck Insider.
Our whole athletic department, there's a level of expectations of success.
Throw, catch, touchdown, Oregon.
He can run and slam.
This is back out for a three. Left wing is good.
In the air to center, back at the wall. It's out of here.
Really excited that we get to rep our Ducks and hopefully come back to Eugene with some championships.
Indoor track and field national champion. And for the fourth time in the last 6 years, the Ducks are Pac-12 champions.
We have so many teams that are excelling right now, and it's really fun to be a part of.
Give it to me, baby. My house. I'm taking it there.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, here's Joey Mack.
Busy weekend of Oregon athletics. We didn't have a Duck Insider for you yesterday because we had Oregon baseball on the air. A program record run scored in a single inning. We're going to talk about that coming up. It's a busy day on Duck Insider, and I'm already looking forward to men's basketball being back at home. The Ducks with a so close weekend. The theme of the weekend is going to be oh so close for both basketball programs and, frankly, for some other teams around Oregon athletics. We're going to recap all of that. Normally we would be talking with an athletic director on a Tuesday, but we figured, well, there's so much to talk about that we'll give the ADs a week off. We'll talk with Rob Mullins, though, on the show next week. Today is a really cool day. Before we talk men's basketball, women's basketball, talk about senior day, baseball, have a conversation with head coach Melyssa Lombardi, Oregon softball, after their trip to Texas. Today is Tuesday. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because it's 2/22/22. The date is a palindrome. Crazy. These are the things on a calendar that I think are awesome. And so the Ducks are celebrating with a $2 Tuesday. $2 general admission tickets for select University of Oregon events, including baseball, softball, lacrosse, acrobatics, and tumbling. Go to GoDucks.com. Use the promo code 22Tuesday. And that's 22 TWOSDAY. Tuesday. $2 tickets to select Oregon events. Also, 22% off the GoDucks shop website store today. Yeah, shop.goducks.com. The GoDucks store, 22% off. Use that promo code 22Tuesday. So we won't see it again for 400 years. Do you know that? Yeah, that's the next time that we'll see a palindrome like this on a Tuesday with a 2/22/22 palindrome. It's also a date that if you use the day, month, year format or the month, day, year format when you write out your date, it's a palindrome for every date format. And that's very rare for it to be a palindrome over the course of or across the entire world with the different date formats. This is a fun day today. It's a fun day. So we're going to talk about men's basketball. Tip-off Tuesday coming up this afternoon. You can watch the show live 2:30 to 3:30 on the Oregon men's and women's basketball Facebook pages as well as the GoDucks YouTube page. The Ducks with just a weekend filled with oh so close. So we'll talk about this one against Arizona first. Tremendous game, didn't go Oregon's way. The final play, Ducks are down 3. Will Richardson just didn't get the shot up that the Ducks wanted. But, man, I got to tell you, Will Richardson battled. Took a hit to the eye in the second half, had to come out. Athletic trainer Clay Jamison worked on him. He came back in, kept going. That's the sort of battle and fight that you want. But I got to tell you, I was like, oh, man, when I saw the hit, it was brutal. But he fought through it. This was a high-level basketball game between two really good teams. And I know the frustration for the Ducks is if they play like that in every game, they're going to win a lot more games than they have this year. But they lost 84-81 to Arizona. 53% shooting for the Wildcats. They shot the lights out. Tip your cap. Arizona played really, really well. But how about Quincy Guerrier from 3? And I feel like this could be an X factor for Oregon down the stretch if Guerrier continues to hit the threes. A career high in 3-pointers made, and he had the hot start early that really got the Ducks going. He scored 12 points before the first time out in the game, Quincy Guerrier did. He hit 6 3-pointers, had 21 points, second only to Will Richardson's 22. And I thought N'Faly Dante was really good. Anytime you get a double-double, you're doing something right. But for Dante, 13 points, 15 rebounds. And you know what I really liked is that the total rebounds were big in the second half, which told me that he was playing hard the entire game. In fact, played 14 minutes in the first half and 14 minutes in the second half. Second half, 9 points, 10 rebounds for N'Faly Dante. Ducks get that effort every week, they're going to be really good. Will Richardson, by the way, had not lost to Arizona. The Ducks had won 7 straight. And when I was thinking about that going into the game, wow. The Ducks won 7 straight against Arizona, and Will Richardson hadn't lost to him and then almost had a chance to force overtime there toward the end. The Ducks are still looking for consistency, though, and, man, the theme is going to be if they brought that level of energy every weekend, they probably don't lose to Colorado at home. They probably don't drop that game to Cal. Maybe they don't even lose the games early in the season to Stanford and Arizona State, for that matter. I think that's the unfortunate piece, but now the Ducks are going to have to go on a run because what does it mean? Well, let me just say this. Oregon is sitting currently 4th in the Pac-12 standings. Arizona's 14-1, and then it's USC and UCLA tied at 2nd at 12-4. Then the Ducks are 10-6, Colorado on their heels at 10-7. The Ducks, of course, face UCLA and USC this week, Thursday and Saturday, and they've got their work cut out for them against 2 teams that Oregon was able to beat on the road to really, I think, inject some life into their season. But the Ducks have got to take care of business, and if they don't, they're going to be sitting at 10-8. They may not finish top 4 in the conference, and if you don't finish top 4 in the conference, you don't get a bye in the first round of the Pac-12 tournament. That's important. You know, there's only one team since the tournament has been in Las Vegas, though, that has won 4 games to win the tournament. It was the Ducks. Do they want to have to do that? No. No, they don't. The Ducks would like nothing more than to get that bye, and then I think if you finish in the top 4 in the Pac-12, you got a chance to make it to the NCAA tournament. But their work is cut out for them because you got to take down UCLA and USC. And then I'll just leave you with this before we hear from Dana Altman. How fun would a rematch in the Pac-12 tournament be between Oregon and Arizona? That could be awesome. And I am looking forward to it already because I have this feeling that we're going to see these 2 teams play again. Seems criminal that they're only playing once this season. You know, I feel like the basketball gods are going to line it up for us that the Ducks play the Wildcats one more time. And it could be in the Pac-12 tournament. It could be with Oregon's season on the line. Truthfully. Well, we talked with Coach Altman on the postgame show, and as you can imagine, he was frustrated. But some honest answers from Coach Altman, and then before you know it, they're going to take on a really good UCLA team on Thursday. Here's what Coach Altman said after the close one in Arizona.
And let's just start with the hot start and throughout that entire game. Have to be proud of the way that you guys competed.
Yeah, we did compete. We just, made some plays at the end there that we needed to play. We didn't want to foul. Eric fouled on the press there. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but we couldn't foul there. So that was a couple bad plays late. But, guys played hard. Just second half, we had a couple opportunities, get a little gap, and didn't do it. And so we just didn't get it done.
Will Richardson on that last one, I know not the shot you guys were looking for. What were you looking for there on that last one?
Well, we were looking for, a ball screen with him and Quincy, and, we got the switch we wanted. I'm not sure why he didn't pull a shot. It was either there or pop it to Quincy for a quick 3. So, I don't know. Will just made a mistake.
Quincy Guerrier, career-high 3-pointers tonight. He was shooting well for you.
Yeah, no, he took a bunch of them. Kept him off the boards a little bit. We need him to be a little better rebounder, but he did shoot it well.
Talking about rebounding and N'Faly Dante, a double-double for you. I thought he played hard.
Yeah, 15 rebounds. No, he did a great job going to the boards. He played hard. He played a good ball game.
How about the way you guys played defense, Coach, and forced some turnovers? Gave up some shots, but forced some turnovers on this team.
No, like I said, our effort was good. We played hard. They're a talented basketball team. I told our guys, the only thing I'm upset about, we don't play this hard all the time. Our fans got to be disappointed. we played the level of the competition and just didn't get it done.
All right, Coach. Well, I know these guys might have some questions for you. I'll let you go. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
You can hear the frustration in his voice when we talk to him courtside. I mean, look, that is the frustration for this team. They're going to have to bring it. They're going to have to bring it, and fans, you're going to have to bring it for UCLA. I think that this is going to be an impressive game. I think it's going to be a high-level basketball game. Tom asking a question about Tara McGowan. We'll get to that with Coach Lombardi. We're going to ask her about the Oregon catcher coming up. And also a question, do we have footage of the women's basketball senior night? Well, do we? Yeah, actually, we're going to play that for you next. For Oregon men's basketball, though, a tough one, and now they got to get ready. UCLA, 6:30 on Thursday. When we come back, let's talk a little bit of women's basketball. Senior Day festivities, if you missed it, we got it all for you coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Dear winter, you can't stop a new 2022 Toyota. No matter the weather, the Camry all-wheel drive comes out to play. Snowy hills don't stand a chance against the RAV4, and everyone's comfy in the Highlander. See you in the snow. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
Dear winter, you can't stop a new 2022 Toyota. No matter the weather, the Camry all-wheel drive comes out to play. Snowy hills don't stand a chance against the RAV4, and everyone's comfy in the Highlander. See you in the snow. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Back in the Country Financial Studio, it's Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Women's basketball over the weekend beat Cal in a tight one, and the Ducks, look, they were a little frustrated, actually. They were a little frustrated that they didn't play all that well against the Golden Bears. Well, they came back and played really well against Stanford on Sunday. It was Senior Day. Sedona Prince, though, announced she's coming back for another year. Glad to see that for Sedona. And so the Ducks celebrated Niara Sabali and Shannon Duffy, and boy, did they play well. Ducks led for a lot of the game, and man, they played tough. But the way that Stanford closed the game, I mean, look, Stanford looked like a national champion, didn't they? A 66-62 win, and Stanford closed on a 14-2 run, if my math is correct. And they finished hitting 5 of their last 7, while the Ducks missed 11 straight field goals to finish the game. No field goals in the last 5 minutes for the Ducks. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. First and foremost, Stanford's really good. And Coach Graves, we're going to hear from him postgame in a little bit. I think the Ducks were feeling like they felt that pressure a little bit, and they're still trying to find themselves in those big pressure moments. But they could play with Stanford, and if they play like that, whew, that is impressive. Really impressive for the Ducks. I think that they're going to be good. I think that Oregon's going to be just fine here down the stretch. Still a great showing, and, you know, I got to tell you, before we hear from some of the stuff for postgame, shout out to Kelly Graves for thanking his coaching staff postgame for allowing him to be a dad. He got to attend his son Will's Senior Day game at Gonzaga, drove back home Saturday night, and then next thing we know, he's there coaching. And, you know, he was real complimentary of his coaching staff for letting him be able to do that. And Man, I gotta just say, I think that's awesome. And it's as it should be. We work in a crazy industry, all of us that work in sports, and I just love that he was able to do that and be a good dad, first and foremost. So a deep postseason run is in front of the Ducks, I think, if they keep playing like this. We're going to hear from Coach Graves coming up, but I do want to take a moment to celebrate these seniors because it was a really nice deal. We're going to start with all their tributes. And those of you that are listening on the radio, you're going to hear some different languages, actually. You're going to hear a little bit of German. So just know that that's coming, but this meant a lot to Niara Sabali and to Shannon Duffy. Different people from their lives thanking them, and just a really cool tribute to a couple seniors. So I'll kind of narrate along as best I can for those of you who aren't able to watch what's happening, but it is a pretty cool tribute that they got on Senior Day.
Hey, Shannon. Niara.
Hello, Niara.
Hello, Shandy.
Hi, Niara.
Hi, Niara.
Hey, Niara.
Hi, Shan.
Hello, Niara.
Niara.
Hi, Remy.
Niara, congratulations. And we're so happy that you made it through college and now you finished. And unfortunately, we cannot be with you, but our minds and our hearts are with you. And good luck.
We would love to be there with you. And we've missed you so much, Andy. It's time you came back to us. Have a great night tonight, love. We love you.
Ich wünsche dir das Beste zu deiner Senior Night und ich möchte dir zu deiner Karriere bei Oregon gratulieren. Auch wenn es ein schwieriger Start war, du hast das Beste draus gemacht. Und wo auch immer dein nächster Weg dich hinführen wird, da wünsche ich dir auch nur das Beste. Und wenn du mal Rat oder irgendwas brauchst, ich bin nur einen Anruf entfernt. Du weißt, wo du mich findest.
I see Niara as my sister, and I'm thankful for her to be there for me, to listen to me, and for share her life with me.
Niara and I joined, and we were both kids. We've gone through ups and downs together, but we've learned a lot together. She's always been there for me when I've been down. She's always picked me up. Even in games or off the court, she's always been my best friend through everything. And so, she's helped me in a way that no one else, I think, ever has.
Oh, Sedona Prince. Tahina.
Shannon, oh my gosh. She's had great advice for me. Her knowledge of the game and, on the court, off the court, she's just a blast to have fun with. And she's just impacted my life in many ways. I mean, I've asked for advice multiple times, and she's given me great advice. And I've used that to become more wiser like her, but I'm still getting there.
I mean, Shannon's made this more of a home for me. We're both Australians, so that's great. I mean, to have another Aussie man, I've never had that in my experience being in college. So having Shannon here has been like I've had a sister here.
We miss you very much, but we're super proud of you. Super proud of you. And this is just the beginning, so there's gonna be many more years of you away. But we love you. Yes. And we're happy to see you soon. And tonight is the night to celebrate. Yes.
It's senior night. Obviously, I wish I could be there, but still, I hope you have a great day, have a great night. With your team, with your friends. You had such an amazing season. You did really, really good. But not only you're a great player, you're also a great person, so the team can be so happy to have you. I wish you guys the very best for the end of the season. Have as much success as possible. And yeah, enjoy your day, have fun, and go Ducks!
Das erste Licht in Oregon erblickt. Das letzte Heimspiel an der Uni in Oregon. Der Kreis schließt sich. Möge der Erfolg weiterhin bei dir bleiben. Wir bleiben jedenfalls immer dran. Liebe Grüße aus Berlin, Birgit und Opa.
Hi Shannon, Brainy Shannon. Well done. Congratulations on your achievements. We know you've done so well. And not just your education, but your basketball and everything. Keep getting those baskets and rebounds as well. As you achieve good girl, and we'll see you in May, June, whenever. Look after your mom and dad when they go over there now, don't forget.
Looking forward to getting over and seeing you over there and celebrating your big night.
Hey Shan, congratulations on your senior night. Best of luck. We'll see you soon.
lot of
Good on you,
family and
Shan.
friends.
We know how hard you've worked to get there, and it's a big achievement what you've done, so congratulations and the best of luck. Go the Ducks! Go the Ducks! Go the Ducks! Go the Ducks!
10 Jahre, Dirk hier.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Gratulation zu deiner College-Karriere und hab Spaß beim Senior Night. Und solltest du dich entscheiden, in die WNBA zu gehen, dann viel, viel Glück und wir sehen uns dann.
Happy senior night, my little sis. I miss you so much, and I really miss speaking German with someone on my team, so that's why I'll speak German right now. Ich bin so stolz auf dich, ich vermisse dich wirklich sehr und ich wünschte, dass ich bei dir sein könnte an diesem speziellen Tag. Aber wir sind alle mit dir im Herzen, wir supporten dich immer und wir freuen uns, dass du so ein Hammerjahr hattest, dass du so eine tolle Karriere schon hattest. Du hast nichts zu beweisen, du hast schon alles bewiesen, was man beweisen könnte. Was für eine Entscheidung du auch triffst, die wird toll sein, die wird Hammer sein. Und die wird das Richtige sein für dich. Also, go Ducks, I love you, and happy senior night to everyone out there.
My message to you is
Janina.
keep living life. I love you, and I'm truly blessed to call you family. You have impacted my life in so many ways you don't even know.
Thank you so much. I don't think I would have been here without you.
Sedona.
You truly have been my best friend through all of this, and I'm so proud of you to see how far you've come. You've become so strong and powerful and just incredible in the person that you are. And you fought through so much, and I'm just so proud of you and everyone around us. All the fans and coaches are just so blessed to have seen your journey and how far you've come. And thank you so much for just always being you. So I love you, dude. Good luck in your future. I know you're gonna kill it, but I'm gonna miss you so much.
Congratulations on finally finishing college. It's about time that you stop, go home, see your family, and get out of here.
Congrats! Love you!
Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you to the seniors. Pretty cool hearing from the friends and family. And I know those of you listening on the radio, you're probably going, wait, which voice is that? Did my best to narrate it for you, but that's always cool to see those things. And I think that it's an emotional time, right? It's the end of an era for a few different reasons. But for Nyara Sabally and Shannon Duffy, got a chance to have family say some nice things for him. And Shannon Duffy was the first to grab the mic afterwards, and you can imagine it was emotional, but got a chance to say some of her own thank yous.
Accompanied today by her mom, Eileen, and dad, Oliver. Duck fans, give it up for Shannon Duffy.
Hi, everyone. First off, I just want to thank all the fans. Obviously, I haven't been here very long. I've, been around college for a while, but I could not think of any other place that I would want to spend my last year. It's been such a blessing being here, and it's because of all of you guys. Along with you guys is the coaching staff and my teammates. I got here in August, and I can honestly say everyone here is now part of my family. I'm blessed that the coaching staff gave me this opportunity. I was completely honored, and I could not be proud of all my teammates. We're not done yet, so I hope to see some of you guys in Vegas and further on in the NCAA tournament.
That concludes today's senior festivities. Congratulations again to Josie.
That's cool, though, to see, isn't it, with Shannon Duffy. Always cool to hear her talk about how, hey, it's a family, right? She hasn't been here very long, but she already feels that way. That's what you love to hear. Well, and then, of course, people want to know, what does Nyara Sabally think? The Sabally era. That's really what it is. It's coming to an end a little bit. Well, Nyara Sabally had an emotional time with the microphone, as you can imagine.
Joined today by her cousin, Aliu. Ladies and gentlemen, Nyara Sabally.
I just want to start off by saying thank you to the fans. It's It's definitely been a long ride. I really appreciate the support, especially my 2 first years. I really feel at home here. Like, this is my second family. Ever since I stepped on campus, I had 2 hard years, and then the support never left, so I'm really appreciative of that. And then obviously, thank you to my coaches, Jody, I love you, Kelly. I know you're hard on me sometimes, but I love you. Jackie, Mike, y'all really changed my life this year. I mean, y'all are amazing coaches, and I can't wait for the future for the both of you. Audie, I mean, I don't even know what to say about Audie. She was here my first year. She took me in. Ruthie and her kidnapped me multiple times. They made me come out of my shell. And I was so grateful that she came back here and that I had a sister to just confide and kick my butt. And then obviously Kim. I mean, I owe everything to Kim. She really just she made my years here really amazing. She worked with me with my knee. I wouldn't be here without Kim. I can tell you that for sure. So thank you. I love you so much. I will miss you so much. And then my teammates, I love you guys so much. I can't even explain the love I have for you. Every single one of you, the new ones, the old ones, and I mean, Sedona. I love you so, so much, and I can't even put it in words. I'm gonna miss you so much, buddy. I don't even know. I'm just gonna pass on the mic because I'm just gonna start crying.
Oh. Love that. And, those of you not familiar with the support staff, who Nyara Sabali was talking about there, saying that she owes so much, that's Kim Terrell, the Oregon athletic trainer. She's worked in the Oregon athletic training department for a long time. And as you can imagine, she was involved a lot with the rehab for Nyara Sabali that she went through. And then she's so close to Sedona Prince because they both were going through their injury rehabilitation at the same time. But that was awesome. I wanted to make sure those of you who weren't in attendance were able to see that and enjoy it here a few days later, because that's pretty special stuff. That's pretty special stuff. We'll get back to the basketball part of it after this. We're going to hear from Kelly Graves post-game in just a little while on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack in the Country Financial Studio, getting ready for Oregon basketball, both men and women. The women are on the road here coming up tomorrow. A little bit of an odd Wednesday to Saturday trip for the Ducks, taking on Colorado tomorrow, and then on Saturday taking on Utah in Salt Lake City. Well, after the game, you can imagine over the weekend that Kelly Graves was disappointed in the loss, but I think pretty happy with the effort. And Kelly Graves talked about a number of different things on the post-game conversation with the media.
Your group feel better about the effort in this one? Obviously, there was some frustration coming off the other night. You feel like, as frustrating as the result might have been, you feel a little bit better about how you played?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the things I talked to him about. I think sometimes we worry about the wins and losses. Obviously, we always want to win, but we want to play the best that we can play, and we want to compete. And we want to do those kind of things. So certainly no moral victory. I mean, we obviously wanted to win the game and had a chance to win the game, had ourselves into a position to do so. And I didn't do a great job down the stretch of keeping us organized and pulling the right buttons. But I feel better, and I think they feel better about the effort than we did the other night in a win. So I think we looked more like a team that can compete, come postseason play a lot better tonight. I'm really actually proud of the team. I thought we controlled that game for most of the night. We just didn't get some, make our own breaks, and we didn't get many calls down the stretch. And, but that happens in the game. You just got to find a way to get it done. And credit Stanford, they know how to win. They have a veteran crew, and and a coach that knows a thing or two about what she's doing too. So, disappointing, but also encouraged that we played some good basketball at times tonight.
Coach, no baskets over the last 5 minutes. Were you satisfied with some of the looks you got, or was there something maybe you guys can learn from just kind of the offense down the stretch?
Both. I thought we had some good looks at the rim. I thought the late turnovers kind of hurt us. We had some kind of ill-advised. There was one in particular. I was going up. I was walking up the sideline to call a timeout to the referee, and we threw the ball out of bounds. I could have caught that ball. Just things like that. That last play, we were trying for a three. We just, they took away the first two options, and it kind of threw us for a loop a little bit, and we ended up just not executing anything, which was unfortunate. But, in the end, I thought we did enough good things to win the game. I thought our defense was great and did better on the boards in the second half. And it's just, they're a good team.
Couple of parts on the final sequence, Kelly. After Jones converts the three-point play and it's 63-60, were you looking to prolong the game? And you go inside to New York, she gets the foul, she makes the two free throws. Were you looking to prolong the game, or would you have liked a three there? And after it, why did you keep Niara in with the four fouls on that defensive possession?
That's the one I'd like to have over. She's one I just wanted to put our best defenders on that team. We had 36 seconds to go after that, Haley Jones. So I told the team, we'll take a quick two. We'll take the best shot we can get. And we got to the right person on that. Probably should have, substituted there. She's so active defensively. We put pressure on the sideline out of bounds and tried to switch and get a quick trap. But, they're smart. They get the ball to a senior like Lexi Hull, and she's going to keep it. And, we wanted to play defense for about 10 seconds. And then if we didn't get some kind of a trap or something out of our pressure on that, then foul them. Unfortunately, the wrong player had the ball, and kind of a tactical mistake. I don't think it cost us the game, but it's something we could have maybe done a little bit better.
Last time
and by the way, I knew she was going to make her free throw, so I figured that next possession anyway, we were going to need a three. So in the grand scheme of things, I don't, I'm not so sure it wasn't that big of a deal.
Kelly, last time we talked, you didn't really mince words about
needing players to step up and kind of take initiative to turn this thing around. Can you identify anyone over the past 24, 48 hours that you saw actually do that and kind of lead by example?
Well, if I say some names now, then you'll probably think that I was talking about them before. That's not the case. We had a lot of players step up tonight. I thought Sydney played a great game tonight. We had a lot of different players play well. I'm just trying to think. T looked a lot more comfortable tonight, made plays. Andy made some plays. I thought Kylie Watson came in and gave us a real lift. We got in foul trouble early with all our bigs and had to use our depth there. It didn't, in the end, really hurt us. But I thought just down the stretch, you guys, the last few minutes, they played like a national championship team. And we played like a team that's still trying to figure it out and grow. So hopefully we learn from it and we'll get better next time. But yeah, I don't want to pinpoint too many. I gave you a few, but that's not to say they weren't doing it before. I hope you understand what I was meaning there.
Yeah, Kelly, going back to the foul trouble with the bigs, I wonder if you could just speak to what it was like kind of trying to piece that together with Sedona and Yara both in early foul trouble and Kylie picking up a few and kind of the good minutes that Philly gave you.
Yeah, quit fouling. They called a lot of fouls on us, and I thought that a lot of them were fouls. But it was physical game both ways, and they ended up shooting a lot more free throws. That's about all I can say. You guys can figure the rest out.
Kelly Graves, head coach, Oregon women's basketball. The Ducks, that was after the Stanford close one. And now at 6 o'clock tomorrow, they're in Boulder. They're taking on the Buffs with a 5:30 pregame show. Traveling today, Terry Johns will have the call for you coming up tomorrow with that 5:30 pregame show. Next up, Oregon softball. Melyssa Lombardi, head coach for the Ducks, going to join us. They beat Texas State and then won the series at Baylor 2-1. Pretty good weekend, I'd say, for the Ducks. We'll find out what Coach Lombardi thought next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
Money isn't interested in the fact that you dream of going to Greece, and it doesn't pace at night wondering how you'll pay for braces 3 times. The point is, money without people is just money. Only people can use it to run the family ranch, buy their first house, or adopt a happy old dog. To us, the powerful thing about money isn't money at all. It's helping you harness the power of yours. On Point. People are the point. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
These are the sounds of a dinner. A dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
Welcome back inside the Country Financial Studio. It's Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. On the road a lot. Oregon softball head coach Missy Lombardi is here. Coach, it's great to have you again after what I'll call a successful trip to Texas. What did you think of this past weekend? You guys came home with some victories.
I agree. I think to walk out of there 3 of 4 and to win the series against Baylor, I thought it was a great weekend. I mean, obviously we want to walk out of there 4 of 4, but I think 3 of 4, I'll take it.
Let's start at the Texas State game, if we could. I thought McKenna Thermos was great against an NCAA tournament team from last year.
Yeah, Texas State, they're a very, very good team, very well coached. They have everybody returning from last year, which was nice because I felt like we were really prepared for them. But they're a tough team, and to go face them on their home turf, in front of their fans, I was excited. I was looking forward to see how our team would respond, and, it was nice to see us get those runs late in the game. I thought McKenna threw well, and just loved some of the clutch hits that happened as well.
One of the themes we were talking about during the break was your ability to score late. That continued into that Baylor series. Talk to us about the doubleheader and the way that your team responded, I felt like, in that doubleheader.
For sure. We didn't get what we wanted. We lost 3-0, and we had an opportunity the entire game. We were still in it and to win it, and it just didn't go our way. But to me, what was the most important thing that happened that day was sitting in between games, talking to our team, saying, which way are you going to go? Are you going to lay down because you're upset about this game? Or are you going to learn, grow, and take it into this next game and know that we're definitely going to split today?
In those moments, as a coach, and especially when it's a doubleheader and a tight turnaround like that, how much are you having that conversation versus, like, you kind of want the team to have that conversation? How do you feel that out as a coach in a situation like that?
I think it's kind of like, I don't want to say do or die, but it's like, look, this is what it is. We didn't get what we wanted. If we continue to do the same things, we're not going to get what we want in the second game. So to me, it's having thick skin. It's making adjustments. We talk a lot about in-game adjustments and the ability with the emotion, the heat of the moment, everything that's going on. Can we make a quality in-game adjustment? So to me, that in-game adjustment was between the games. Can we turn this around, go right back out on that field, play them, and get what we want?
You did change up the batting order a little bit
there
too.
Yep, and I mean, I think if you look, we are constantly changing up the batting order, and I don't think it's a bad thing. No. I think we have a lot of different options, and it's just finding, what's the correct offense for us that's going to flow, from the top to the bottom. So
I think it's really interesting you bring up flow, because I think sometimes there's this idea of, like, well, it's all about matchups and scouting reports, and I know that's part of it, but the way that an offense kind of feeds down the order, right, like, that's part of it too, right?
Yes, for sure. I mean, I think you could have some people where they're not hitting next to each other and there's space in between them, and we're not getting what we want, but then you figure out that you need to have certain ones lining up with each other, and then all of a sudden it looks totally different. The same athletes are in the lineup, but just the flow of the lineup allows us the ability to do more things.
I'm curious about Paige Sinicki for a second, because in that game, the decisive 8-4 win in game 2, she hit that big 3-run home run.
Yeah.
One, it was a bomb. Right. 2, she ends up hitting on the weekend 182, but she has an on-base percentage near 400. It just seems like she's the kind of player that impacts the game in a lot of different ways, and then still gives you the big hit when you need it.
I agree. She her ability at the plate to do different things. She's got speed. So, like a routine ground ball, others would be out. She's safe. We had a couple of plays this weekend where the shortstop was playing deep for both teams. And so a ball like hit in the infield that should be out, we got a couple safe calls because we have that speed. So I think Paige brings that. What I really like about the home run is that just timing-wise and things that she was trying to do in previous at-bats, she was in between rhythms, came up in that at-bat, very decisive, knew what she wanted, knew the pitch she wanted, was on time, and hit a major monster bomb.
And then you guys continue that momentum, and there's actually a day break, not a doubleheader for Game 3. And you guys end up scoring 10 runs. You win 10-4 to win the series. Just walk us through that game and the way that your team, I thought, kind of put an exclamation point on the series there at the end.
Yeah, obviously we're going into the weekend to walk away 4-0, but then to split with Baylor, it's getting that last game and being able to take the series. We talked a lot about with the Baylor weekend, this gives us an opportunity to create Pac-12 and what it's going to look like for us in the 3-game series and how important it is to get the series. We talked about how important it is to get the first game of the series, which we didn't. So can we bounce back and know we're going to get the second? And then I think it just took us into the third game, and they were going to do whatever they needed to do. We're still working on some things right now. You can see that we don't have everything completely figured out, but what we do have figured out is that these guys like to play with each other. These guys like to compete, and there's so many different people that can do things for us. We don't have to depend on the same. So that's what I was proud about, is just looking at different people that contributed throughout the weekend to give us opportunity.
Well, and I thought it was interesting too. I was thinking about this, looking at the box scores, and it's, you can get lost in the box scores. I certainly am guilty of that, right? But you don't see a team score 7 runs on 6 hits in an inning very often, and they were all singles. So we talk about the home run being a decisive piece, and then, I mean, you can score in different ways, I guess, is what sticks out to me with this team early in the season.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's a great point, is that this team can score in different ways. We're not one-dimensional. And I think that's going to really benefit us as we continue, because you're going to face different pitchers where you're going to have to figure out how to score different ways. So I think that's a great quality about this team.
Couple personnel notes. We saw Rachel Sid this past weekend.
Yes.
Your infield depth, I mean, it's got to be one of the deeper infields around.
It has to. I love going to practice because, like on a day before we're leaving, the competition that's happening at practice it's awesome. These guys are really, iron sharpens iron. That's what's happening at practice. These guys are making each other so much better because they can't just sit on what they've got. They've got to keep, pushing and putting it out there and staying competitive. So
you anticipate throughout the course of the season that with this infield depth that you're going to have different combinations, different lineups?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Other personnel note, we saw Tara McGowan. And didn't see her the rest of the weekend. I know fans are just curious about an update after what happened.
She took a foul ball off her hand, and we just thought it was best for her to just sit tight and let's get home and take a look at it and go from there. But just as a catcher, former catcher, I know how that feels. Just that hand sticks out and a foul ball hits it, so.
It's part of the game.
It
is part of the game. But you did have as a result, though, talk about depth. We did see some other depth at the catching position.
Yeah, I thought Val had a really nice weekend. I thought she did a great job behind the plate. You got to see Carissa Ornelas as well. She didn't catch, but got to swing a ton. So, again, you never know. It's a long season. And so it's like you've got to have options in all areas because it's just amazing how quickly something can change for you.
And talking about something changing, I felt like throughout the weekend your pitching was on display in different facets. Just give us your breakdown, if you could, of your pitching, because we've talked all offense and we're 8 minutes in, so now I got to ask you about pitching.
Yeah, they gave us an opportunity to win. I thought at times we made things hard on ourselves, and I think they would agree as well. But this staff's going to be pretty good. It's early and we're still figuring some things out, but they're getting their strikeouts. It's just we're getting our strikeouts, but then we're giving up some hits and some runs when we shouldn't as well. So it's just balancing that out a little bit. But to me, when you see a staff that is getting their strikeouts, that's telling you something. That's telling you that they're putting the ball through the zone and you're getting swing and misses on it, and that the opponent, struggling with that. So I think it's just knowing that we have the ability to do that, but just being consistent with that.
Zeroing in on an individual, Jordan Dale in game 2, it wasn't just like the offensive turnaround. I thought she was just a competitor out there. What did you make of her performance this weekend?
Definitely a competitor. That's the first thing I said about Jordan when I, wanted her to come be a Duck, is that I just love her and just her competitive, the way that she goes about it. She loves to play. She loves to compete. And so to have that on the mound, I think that's big for us. Especially there's going to be times where maybe our offense is not getting as many runs as we need to, and our pitchers need to hold on. Our defense needs to hold on. And then there's other times where our offense is going to break it open, and maybe our pitching and our defense might be struggling a little bit. So if we can do that, if we can have 2 of the 3 cylinders working, we're going to do well. To see all these, the 3 come together, I think it's going to be really good.
Talking about that third cylinder, I haven't yet asked you really this season about your defense. Do you like where you're at defensively as a team?
Yeah, we've come a long way. I think if you were to ask Coach Reagan and Coach Liss, they work with the infield and the outfield, and just how we started as a team. We've always been solid on defense for the years that I've been here, but I think they've allowed them to go to another level, and just the level that they're playing at on defense. Our last out of the game, of the third game against Baylor, there was a ball that got smoked down the third baseline that could have put the game a little bit closer. Rachel Sid, she's been out. She makes a diving play and then literally tags the bag with her glove. So it's our defense. Defense wins championships. No question.
You hear that in a lot of sports.
Yeah.
It could be said of a lot of different sports. So coming up next, you guys are going to the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic. You always go down there. It's going to be on Flow Softball for those of you who want to watch it. And Northwestern, Missouri, Seattle, Cal State Fullerton, Long Beach State. Some big names around Oregon softball's schedule. And, we talked about how you guys scheduled up. This is one of those tournaments where, hey, scheduling up, you sure did that, didn't you?
For sure. And this is, we're going into week 3, so it allows us to see where are we in week 3. How good are we? Where are all 3 areas? Where are we at? I think Palm Springs is a great weekend. You get to see some unbelievable matchups. You get to see the best of the best play and, watch them play against them, all of that good stuff.
I got to ask you before we get to keys to the weekend. I know fans have been wondering, Brooke, are we going to see her in the circle? Just an update.
Yeah,
if you have one.
No, we were hoping, to possibly see her this last weekend and it didn't work. And I think it's just going into this next weekend, it would be the same thing, just to be determined. So
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Northwestern, Missouri, that's your first matchup on Friday. Saturday, it's going to be Seattle, Cal State Fullerton, finishing with Long Beach State on Sunday. Talk about just the big weekend. Keys to success against, we were talking during the break, pretty good Northwestern team, it sounds like.
Very good. They had a great weekend this past weekend in Florida and are playing really well. I think what you're seeing right now is there's a lot of parity in softball. Like, you have a lot of teams right now that have super seniors, that have gotten an additional year, which I think makes a big difference. So I really, honestly, whether you're ranked or you're not ranked, anybody can beat anybody at any given time. So it's showing up every game with your best.
Best against Northwestern,
Yep.
Missouri, Seattle, Cal State Fullerton, Long Beach State. The weekend ahead for the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic for Oregon softball. Coach, thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it. And best of luck down there. And here's to finally being back at home pretty soon. It's sooner than we think.
Yes.
In some ways, because still got a couple more tournaments, but then don't look now. But the Oregon State tournament is scheduled for March 11th, so we're about 2 weeks away from being back at the Jane, which I know you're looking forward to.
Can't wait.
Jane Sanders Stadium, there's nothing like it. Oregon softball on the road again this week. This is head coach Melyssa Lombardi. Thanks for the time. When we come back, we'll get to a little bit more on the show, including Oregon baseball's weekend that saw one game that was great, and then probably a few too many walks. A lot too many walks. I think Coach Waz would agree. We're back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
After 2 years of construction, my wife and I finally moved into our dream home. So when a bathtub fixture broke, causing major water damage, I was glad we had the home insurance protection we needed. How do you know your home is protected? Talk to a Country Financial rep like me, Nick Simon. We can help you understand your options and select coverages to meet your needs. Then if something happens to your home, you won't have any surprises. Need the right coverage for your home but not sure where to start? Visit TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
More Duck Insider coming up on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save lives by not having play dates. That's right. By replacing get-togethers with virtual play dates and video chats, they can help slow the evil spread of germs. And if your superheroes do go outside, make sure they continue their superhero wing by staying 6 feet away from others to protect everyone in America land. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack here with you inside the Country Financial Studio. Tip-off Tuesday coming up this afternoon. But I want to get to some Oregon baseball because the Ducks did start their season over this past weekend. We didn't have a Duck Insider yesterday because, well, Jordan Brenner was on the call for baseball down in San Diego. And the first game of the series, unfortunately, a forgettable one. The Ducks ended up losing the first game 11-1. And, you know, there are a couple different numbers that stick out to you over the course of a weekend. One is going to be the final score, but then something that I look at is actually the walk totals. And looking at the full box score of the amount of base on balls issued to San Diego, 5 in the first game, 6 in the second game, 9 in the third game. Just too many. That's why I say that I think Mark Wasikowski would agree as we went to break that, you know, they just gave up too many walks. The Ducks just gave up too many free passes. And even the big game that the Ducks won, they still issued 7 walks to San Diego. That 21-11 win for the Ducks ended up being over after 8 innings of play because the Ducks had a plane to catch. But those walk totals, though, just talking about in the context of a full series, they lose the first game 11-1, second game 10-4, and then the third game they lost 5-4. And it felt like Oregon really could have won that second game. Probably feel like the Ducks, probably feel like they could have split this series down in San Diego. The good news is that Oregon came back with a little bit of a vengeance in the Monday game against the Toreros, a 21-11 win that featured something pretty historic, actually. A nice turnaround for the Ducks after that heartbreaker in Game 3, but a slugfest that included an 8th inning that had a program record 12 runs scored. So the Ducks came back on fire. And, you know, that was good to see. Oregon didn't just roll over after a couple tough losses the first 2 games of the season, and then a third game that was a heartbreaker. Well, the Ducks came back, and they ended up winning the game. It was the 3rd highest scoring game in Oregon history. Takeaways from that weekend for Oregon baseball: I think the offense is pretty good. I think the defense needs work. Had a few too many errors and miscues. And then the pitching staff needs to throw strikes. I think those are the takeaways heading into now the second week for Oregon baseball. And the home opener at 4 o'clock on Friday, we'll have a 4 o'clock broadcast and a 3:45 pregame show for you. Busy day. Oregon men's golf also in action. We'll catch up with you on Duck Insider tomorrow. Tip-off Tuesday this afternoon. Go Ducks.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness